Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Thursday, June 21st, 2018. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Major League Baseball action, look ahead to today's action, go over a little FIFA from yesterday, and look ahead to this afternoon and pick a couple of tomorrow morning's games. I'll do my latest NHL mock draft, and I'm going to close the podcast by doing my final NBA mock draft and make predictions for the draft tonight. I'm going to try to be quick with this one. On the baseball we go. The Reds defeated the Tigers 5-3 as they improved to 28-45. Detroit drops to 36-39. Tyler Mahle improves to 6-6. Michael Fulmer drops to 3-6. Rafael Iglesias gets his 11th save of the year. I'm not going to go through all the scoring because I want to be quick today. The Blue Jays defeated the Braves 5-4 as they improved to 34-39. Atlanta drops to 43-30. J.A. Happ improves to 9-3. Anibal Sanchez drops to 3-1. Ryan Tepera gets his 5th save of the year. The Phillies defeated the Cardinals 4-3 as they improved to 39-33. St. Louis drops to 38-34. Udubre Ramos improves to 2-0. Sam Tuaviala drops to 1-3. Adam Morgan gets his 1st save of the year. The Indians absolutely destroyed the White Sox 12-0 as they improved to 40-33. Chicago drops to 24-49. Corey Kluber improves to 11-3. Reynaldo Lopez drops to 2-5. The Cubs defeated the Dodgers 4-0 as they improved to 42-29. The Dodgers dropped to 38-35. John Lester improves to 9-2. Ross Stripling drops to 6-2. The Athletics defeated the Padres 12-4 as they improved to 38-36. San Diego drops to 34-42. Frankie Montas improves to 4-1. Joey Lucchesi drops to 3-3. The Giants defeated the Marlins 6-5 as they improved to 37-38. Miami drops to 29-46. Derek Holland improves to 5-7. Jose Arena drops to 2-9. Reyes Moranta gets his 1st save of the year. The Yankees defeated the Mariners 7-5. They were down 5-0. Came back to win 7-5 on a walk-off homer by Giancarlo Stanton. They improved to 49-22. Seattle drops to 46-28. Aroldis Chapman gets the win, improves to 3-0. Ryan Cook with the loss drops to 1-1. The Orioles defeated the Nationals 3-0 as they improved to 21-31. Washington drops to 39-33. Miguel Castro improves to 2-2. Gio Gonzalez drops to 6-4. The Twins defeated the Red Sox 4-1 as they improved to 33-37. Boston drops to 49-26. Lance Lynn improves to 5-5. David Price drops to 8-5. Fernando Rodney gets his 16th save of the year. The Astros defeated the Rays 5-1 as they improved to 15-26. Tampa drops to 34-40. Charlie Morton improves to 9-1. Nathan Eovaldi drops to 1-3. The Rangers defeated the Royals 3-2 as they improved to 32-44. Casey drops to 22-52. Austin Bibbins-Dirks improves to 1-1. Jacob Junis drops to 5-8. Jake Dykman gets his 2nd save of the year. That's 9 straight losses for Kansas City, by the way. The Rockies defeated the Mets 10-8 as they improved to 36-38. The Mets dropped to 31-40. Brian Shaw improves to 3-5. Roberto Gastelman drops to 5-2. Wade Davis gets his 21st save of the year. Brewers Pirates was postponed. Makeup date is to be determined. Today's games, you have Mariners-Yankees. Yankees going for the sweep. James Paxton against Luis Severino. Red Sox-Twins. Rick Porcello and Kyle Gibson. 3 o'clock Mets-Rockies. Steven Matz and Kyle Freeland. And in the night games, you have the night game, 7 o'clock, you have Orioles-Nats. Kevin Gausman and Max Scherzer. Diamondbacks-Pirates. Zach Godley and Chad Cole. Cubs-Reds, Kyle Hendricks and Matt Harvey. Athletics-White Sox, that's 8 o'clock, Chris Bassett and Lucas Giolito. Cardinals-Brewers, Carlos Martinez and Brent Sutter. 10 o'clock, Blue Jays-Angels, Aaron Sanchez and Tyler Skaggs. 10:15 Padres-Giants, Tyson Ross and Madison Bumgarner. All right, now I'm going to go over some FIFA results from yesterday. And then we'll get into mocks and final predictions. Uruguay defeated Saudi Arabia 1-0 on a goal by Luis Suarez in the 23rd minute. Big 3 points for Uruguay. Group B, Spain defeated Iran 1-0 on a goal by Diego Costa in the 54th minute. As Spain holds on, big 3 points for Spain. Denmark and Australia right now tied at 1 apiece. Christian Eriksen in the 7th minute put Denmark up 1-0. Australia ties it on a goal by Mal Jedinek. Denmark was my pick for that game on yesterday's podcast. I also picked France over Peru yesterday's podcast. I'm going to make 3 picks today. 2 o'clock Fox, Argentina and Croatia. Argentina's the better team. They have the better player in Messi, so give me Argentina. Group E, Brazil and Costa Rica tomorrow morning. 8 o'clock Fox Sports 1, give me Brazil. Group D, Nigeria and Iceland. 11 o'clock on Fox, give me Nigeria. I'm going to do my NHL mock draft first because today's the NBA draft, and I want to do my NBA draft last, or my NBA mock draft last, I should say. So I'm going to do NHL first today to change things up a little bit, and then save what's most important for last, which is the NBA mock draft, and then I'll make predictions for the draft. All right, here we go. My 10th NHL mock draft. 1, Buffalo Sabres. Rasmus Dahlin, the defenseman. Dahlin is the consensus best player in the draft class, and Dahlin gets the chance to go to a young team that needs more transcendent talent other than Jack Eichel. He will pair with Rasmus Ristolainen on the top pairing in Buffalo. 2, Carolina Hurricanes. Andrei Svechnikov, the wing. The Canes have an up-and-coming defense, so here they address their biggest need, which is scoring. He has an elite scoring touch, but can also play a power forward game. 3, Montreal Canadiens. Philip Zadina, the wing. The Canadiens are a team in dire of young talent, and Zadina would be a nice start. He is a pure shooter, and his talented shot can be used from anywhere in the offensive zone. 4, Ottawa Senators. Quinn Hughes, the defenseman. The Sens have a lot of needs regardless of what they do with Erik Karlsson. Hughes is a top puck mover and can skate like the wind. 5, Arizona Coyotes. Brady Tkachuk, the wing. The Coyotes have a bigger need on defense, but a talent like Tkachuk would be hard to pass up on. He has a lot of offensive talent and has greatly improved his skating as the year went on. 6, Detroit Red Wings. Noah Dobson, the defenseman. The Wings have a need on defense, and Dobson would be a nice fit. He had a tremendous second half of the season and climbed up mock boards everywhere. 7, Vancouver Canucks. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, the center. As expected for a 17-year-old, Kotkaniemi needs to grow and develop as he's a fast riser heading into tomorrow night's draft. He's a very good skater and offensive player, but he needs to grow his defensive positioning. 8, Chicago Blackhawks. Oliver Wahlstrom, the forward. The Blackhawks are a team that's aging, so they need a lot of youth. Wahlstrom is a talent they might not want to pass up on, as he has high off-the-chart levels of creativity mixed in with a high-end shot and vision. 9, New York Rangers. Evan Bouchard, defenseman. Bouchard would be a solid choice here for the Rangers, considering that they have a need on defense. He is one of the smartest defensemen in the draft, and his passing ability allows him to generate offense from all 3 zones of the ice while staying in great position. 10, Edmonton Oilers. Adam Boqvist, the defenseman. The Oilers have a need on defense, and Boqvist would be a nice fit. He's an elite puck-moving defenseman who would likely be one of the first ones off the board, although his stock is trending down. 11, New York Islanders. Barrett Hayton, the center. People out there think that Hayton is best two-way center in this draft class. The one thing holding Hayton back is his production, but he has all the tools to be successful and an elite player. 12, New York Islanders. From the Calgary Flames. Ty Smith, the defenseman. The Isles have a need on defense, and Smith would fit the bill. He is more known for his offensive game rather than his defensive game and is slightly undersized, but as the game continues to evolve, that is less and less of an issue as long as the talent is there to back it up. 13, Dallas Stars. Joel Farabee, the wing. The Stars take a forward here in Farabee. He possesses an elite shot for his age and is also a gifted skater as he knows how to use it to benefit himself. 14, the Philadelphia Flyers from the St. Louis Blues. Rasmus Kupari, the center. The Flyers don't have that many needs, but Kupari would be a nice fit. He's very skilled and from Finland, and he may have some of the best hands in the draft. 15, Florida Panthers, Vitaly Kravtsov, the wing. For Kravtsov's age and the level of competition he plays at, he's a good defender. He needs to continue to grow, but he has talent and uses his speed to get himself in a good position, causing turnovers and generating offense. 16, Colorado Avalanche, Joe Velena, the forward. The Avs don't have many needs, but Velena would be hard to pass up on. He's smart and versatile, who is just as smart defensively as he is offensively. 17, New Jersey Devils, Bode Wild, the defenseman. The Devils have a need on defense, and passing up on a talent like Wild would be hard. He is a complete defenseman who is talented in both ends of the ice and has a pro-level shot and close to pro-level skating at the age of 18. 18, Columbus Blue Jackets, Georgi Diantsenko, the wing. Diantsenko projects as a high-end scorer but would need to be less generous with the puck on the attack. He has high and dangle and deception skills and seems to be able to take games over at the very least. Looks to me like a cut above everyone else on the ice sheet. 19, Philadelphia Flyers, Dominique Bach, the wing. The Flyers take Bach here, who's been a fast riser on people's mock boards. He has shredded international competition, is closer to the league than people think. 20, Los Angeles Kings, Isaac Lundstrom, the forward. Lundstrom won't blow by anybody with his blinding speed, but he is a very talented skater. He's versatile and powerful with strides that make him hard to knock off the puck. 21, San Jose Sharks, Keandre Miller, the defenseman. Miller will be a little bit of a project, but a project that's well worth waiting for. A lot of young defensemen struggle with defensive responsibility. Not Miller. His best attribute is his defensive play. As he continues to develop, his game will only get better. 22, Ottawa Senators from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Saron Noel, the wing. Noel is one of the elite wingers in this year's draft class in terms of projected first-round picks. He's really strong offensively, featuring good hands, and has a great shot because of his size and good hands. He can score a lot of goals from in tight. 23, Anaheim Ducks, Akil Thomas, the center. Thomas is a center who can put up points in bunches. One of his best attributes is his work ethic and with or without the puck, and is responsible in all three zones and never takes a shift off. 24, Minnesota Wild, Matthias Samuelsson, the defenseman. There are plenty of talented offensive defensemen in this year's draft, but Samuelsson is not nearly as flashy or talented offensively. His game is taking care of the puck in his own end and shutting down opponents. 25, Toronto Maple Leafs, Jared McIsaac, the defenseman. Due to his great skating talent, McIsaac is able to carry the puck out of his zone and start the offense. He is also able to quickly recover when necessary and does well to get back into position. 26, New York Rangers from the Boston Bruins. Ryan McLeod, the center. McLeod can create chances everywhere on the ice with his elite skating ability. He can also stick handle through anyone on the ice at any time. 27, the Chicago Blackhawks from the Nashville Predators. Ty Dellandrea, the center. Dellandrea is versatile. His best attribute is skating with the puck on his stick. Some players his age have great speed but can struggle to handle the puck. Dellandrea is the opposite and actually gets better with the puck on his stick. 28, New York Rangers from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Ryan Merkley, defenseman. The Rangers use a third first-rounder to improve their defensive prospect pool. Merkley is a boomer-bust prospect with the most offensive upside of all defensemen in the draft. 29, St. Louis Blues from the Winnipeg Jets. Caitlin Addison, defenseman. Addison is somebody that's either likely to be a first-round steal in the back in the first round or early second round. He's somebody with a ton of upside and has very good defensive skills as a defenseman, as well as offensive defenseman skills. 30, Detroit Red Wings. Jacob Olofsson, the center. Olofsson is very good at controlling the puck down low and making plays out of the cycle game. He also gets to the front of the net and has the hand-eye coordination, the tip in pucks, and the quickness to pounce on rebounds. 31, Washington Capitals. Martin Kaut, the wing. Kaut is a pure goal scorer. His powerful skating ability allows him to drive to the net. When he gets there, he has the quick hands to finish tight and can pounce on rebounds or tip in shots. That's it for the latest NHL mock draft. Now I'm going to do my final NBA mock draft leading into tonight's draft. Number 1, Phoenix Suns, DeAndre Ayton, the center from Arizona. Ayton is the consensus draft's best prospect due to his size, soft touch at the rim, and his promising jump shot. He's drawn comparisons to the likes of Joel Embiid and Patrick Ewing, and the Suns, who don't have a long-term true center, won't pass on him tonight. 2. Sacramento Kings. Marvin Bagley, the big man from Duke. Bagley could very well end up as the best player from this draft class. He's great athleticism and can shoot it from 3, and would be interesting to see what the Kings would do with Willie Cauley-Stein if they were to pick Bagley tonight. 3. Atlanta Hawks. Luka Doncic, the guard/wing from Real Madrid. Doncic will be the most proven player in this draft class due to his success overseas. He's an ideal fit for the perimeter-oriented league and should have a long, productive NBA career. Doncic, I could see dropping his 4 to the Grizzlies, but Atlanta seems focused on Doncic. 4. Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr., the big man from Michigan State. Jackson, to me, is a bit of a wild card in this lottery portion of the draft, considering he exceeded expectations as a freshman in college and played his way to this position. He struggled in the big dance, but can protect the rim and has a good perimeter game. 5. Dallas Mavericks. Mohamed Bamba, the center from Texas. Bamba doesn't have much of an offensive game, but his defensive presence with his height and shot blocking should appeal to any team. Bamba would learn from Dirk Nowitzki for at least one more season, and Rick Carlisle would love somebody like Bamba. 6. Orlando Magic. Trae Young, point guard, Oklahoma. Young's stock is actually trading down into today, and the Magic have a need at point guard in the trading of Elfrid Payton, but they have bigs on the roster, so Young makes the most sense here. He's polarizing because of how his season went and how defenses started to figure him out in conference play. That said, he has a Steph Curry type of ceiling, and the Magic may not pass on it. 7. Chicago Bulls. Michael Porter Jr., the forward from Missouri. Although Porter barely played college basketball, he's still worth picking here at 7, considering that he might end up being the best player from this draft class. Just might. He has great offensive skill sets and good three-point range, but questions range about his mobility. The Bulls can use somebody like Porter, and they have need for versatile forwards. 8. Cleveland Cavaliers. From the Brooklyn Nets via the Boston Celtics. Wendell Carter Jr., the big man from Duke. The Cavs can go in multiple directions with this pick, but let's slate Carter here in this spot. He's very overshadowed on the Blue Devils, or was, due to his teammates, but his defense is excellent. It provides spacing on the floor. Carter could be a long-term Kevin Love replacement. 9. New York Knicks. Colin Sexton, the point guard from Alabama. The Knicks have a need at point guard, as they may think that Frank Ntilikina is a shooting guard. He is super fast, super quick, and forever aggressive, all which are great qualities of anybody entering the league. He puts pressure on defenses basically every possession. 10. Philadelphia 76ers from the Los Angeles Lakers via the Phoenix Suns. Mikal Bridges, the small forward from Villanova. Bridges took a massive leap this year for the Wildcats, and due to his 3-and-D capability, Bridges is one of the safest bets in this draft class. The Sixers would be a nice landing spot for him, as he can begin off the bench and can eventually start. 11. Charlotte Hornets. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the guard from Kentucky. Gilgeous-Alexander's stock has trended up after he had a great year for the Wildcats. He has great size and finishing craft, defensive versatility, and quickness. He'd be a nice piece for the Hornets, who need more depth at the guard positions. 12. Los Angeles Clippers from the Detroit Pistons. Kevin Knox, small forward, Kentucky. Knox hadn't been a consistent shooter as the Wildcats had hoped, but still projects as a solid defender and can rebound very well. If he develops a shot, he can end up as a good rotation piece or even a starter for the Clippers. 13. The Los Angeles Clippers. Robert Williams, the big man from Texas A&M. Williams could have been a lottery pick last year, but decided to come back to school for one more year. He isn't known for his offensive game, but can rebound and defend the rim. He could be a poor man's DeAndre Jordan. 14. Denver Nuggets. Miles Bridges, small forward, Michigan State. Although Bridges might end up being a small ball power forward in the future due to his average ball handling, he's a great shooter on the wing and provides great athleticism. Bridges would be a nice fit on this Nuggets team. 15. Washington Wizards. Lonnie Walker, shooting guard, Miami. Walker didn't have a great year due to him coming off the meniscus tear. That said, this might be a steal for the Wizards. 16 Phoenix Suns for the Miami Heat. Zaire Smith, the shooting guard from Texas Tech. Smith's stock is trending upward heading into tonight's draft. He went from a 3-star recruit to a very likely first-round pick, mid-first-round pick, I should say. His freshman season was full of highlight reel plays with tip dunks and chase down blocks. 17 Milwaukee Bucks. Jerome Robinson, the shooting guard from Boston College. Robinson is very overlooked due to the fact that he played on Boston College. He had a great combine and he had some good workouts. He's very athletic and would be a nice fit for the Bucks. 18, the San Antonio Spurs. Troy Brown, the wing from Oregon. Brown is interesting considering that he has that reputation of disappearing in games. He has size and good ball handling ability, which makes him worth a selection in this spot. 19, Atlanta Hawks from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Elie Kobo, the point guard from France. He has become one of the more intriguing prospects in this draft class, considering that he had the monster Pro A playoff game a couple weeks ago, which rose his draft stock. The Hawks could move on from Dennis Schroeder, and Okobo could be a nice replacement. 20, Minnesota Timberwolves from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Dante DiVincenzo, the shooting guard from Villanova. DiVincenzo broke out in a major way at the Combine and forfeited the strong impression he left in March over the course of Villanova's season. He's no flash in the pan. He forces turnovers, grabs rebounds, and is able to hit open jumpers. 21, Utah Jazz. Kevin Huerter, the wing from Maryland. Huerter was a fast riser heading into the draft tonight, but recently had hand surgery that could hurt his draft stock. He's a great shooter and a multi-dimensional wing for his underrated playmaking ability. 22, Chicago Bulls from the New Orleans Pelicans. Chandler Hutchinson, the small forward from Boise State. Hutchinson is a sleeper of mine, but isn't a great shooter and has a nice all-around game with his ability to attack the rim. He can rebound and is a solid off-the-ball defender. 23, Indiana Pacers. Aaron Holiday, the point guard from UCLA. Holiday's stock is trending upward with the draft being tonight. He's one of my sleepers and can score. He can shoot it from 3, can hold his own defensively, but not great into getting in the paint. 24, Portland Trail Blazers. Josh Okogie, the shooting guard from Georgia Tech. Okogie's stock is soaring with the draft being tonight. He's had great workouts and a good showing at the Combine, and a team like the Blazers can use him and his good three-point shooting off the bench. 25, Los Angeles Lakers from the Cleveland Cavaliers. D'Anthony Melton, the shooting guard from USC. Melton was held out the whole year by USC due to the FBI investigation. Melton is somebody that's a bulldog defender and can pass and doesn't have a defendable jump shot, though. 26, Philadelphia 76ers. Kyrie Thomas, the shooting guard from Creighton. Thomas is interesting. He doesn't have much upside. He's a good two-way player, and this will be a good one for the Sixers, assuming they don't trade the pick. 27, Boston Celtics. Mitchell Robinson, the center from Chalmette High School in Louisiana. This pick might be a steal, considering that Robinson has the talent of a lottery pick. He had a year off from competitive basketball and no experience behind high school. He's athletic and can protect the rim, which would intrigue teams. 28, Golden State Warriors. Jacob Evans, the wing from Cincinnati. Evans' upside is limited because he's an erratic shooter and not aggressive at the rim. His defense is his strength and can guard both wing positions very well. 29, Brooklyn Nets from the Toronto Raptors. Keita Bates-Diop, power forward, Ohio State. Bates-Diop had an outstanding junior collegiate season. What hurts him is his lack of athleticism, but his season cannot be ignored due to his outstanding shooting and providing matchup problems for the opposition. 30, Atlanta Hawks from the Houston Rockets via the Los Angeles Clippers. Zanon Musa, the small forward from Cvedia. Musa's intriguing, motivated to play in the league. He can score on the wing and has good playmaking skills, which are improving. The Hawks love international guys, so this pick makes sense. That's it for the mock draft. Now I'm going to do predictions, and some of them may involve trainings of some picks, and others may not. The Atlanta Hawks, I believe, will trade up to the number 12 spot in the draft. They will package 1930 in their second round pick and Dennis Schroeder to move up to number 12. Boston Celtics. I believe they will move up into the top 20 and may package Terry Rozier to do so. If not Terry Rozier, then maybe one of their international prospects or one of their better picks to do so. I know they want to move up and try to get one of these talented players in this year's draft. Brooklyn Nets. I believe they find a way to get a second first-round pick tonight by trading one of their younger players such as Rondae Hollis-Jefferson or Karis LeVert. Charlotte Hornets. They're going to pick a Kentucky player with the 11th pick, either Kevin Knox or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They always have the trend of picking Kentucky guys in the Michael Jordan era. Chicago Bulls. The popular pick in the 20s is Chandler Hutchinson going 22 to the Bulls. I believe that happens. Cleveland Cavaliers. They'll keep the number 8 pick with the intention that LeBron James is leaving and let the rumors begin. Dallas Mavericks. There'll be rumors about them moving up, but ultimately they stand pat and draft Mohamed Bamba. The Denver Nuggets. This is a hard one to gauge. I'm going to say they draft the wing player with the 14th pick. How about that? Detroit Pistons. They're going to try to trade back into the first round, but they fail to do so. The Warriors trade out of the first round to get more assets. I think that's the right move for them. Houston Rockets. I think they try to find themselves back into the first round. I'm going to say they do because there are rumors about them trying to get a first round pick. I don't know what that cost will be. Maybe Eric Gordon. Maybe the rights to Clint Capella. We'll see. I'll tell you what, it won't be James Harden or Chris Paul. That's for sure. Indiana Pacers. They trade Miles Turner and get another first-round pick out of it. Clippers. This is part 2 of the Hawks prediction. I think the Clippers package 12 and 13 to move up to 6 to the Orlando spot. And Orlando ends up with 12 and 13. And then Orlando trades number 12 to Atlanta. Let me repeat that. The Clippers trade 12 and 13 plus Sam Decker to Orlando to move up to 6. They draft Michael Porter Jr. Orlando gets 12 and 13. Then Orlando trades number 12 to the Atlanta Hawks for number 19, number 30, Atlanta's second-round pick, and Dennis Schroeder. That's how I think that's going to go down. Lakers. I'm going to say they trade their first-rounder tonight and attack Luol Deng's contract to it. Grizzlies. Despite all the noise of them trading out of the 4th spot and attaching Parsons' contract to it, they stand pat at 4 and keep the terrible Parsons contract as they hope Luka Doncic falls to them. P.S. He's not. Miami Heat. Like Detroit, they find a way to get in the first round but failed to do so. But in the second round, they draft the player that has first-round talent. Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going to say they stay pat at 17 and draft Jerome Robinson. That seems to be the consensus 17 right now, and he's a very Bucks type of player. The Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm going to stay into my prediction that I had the other day. Andrew Wiggins in the 20th pick to Portland for CJ McCollum. The Pelicans. Like Detroit and Miami, they failed to get back into the first round, but they end up getting a good player in the second round. The Knicks. Rumors continue about them trying to move up from number 9 and Frank Ntilikina being a part of the package. That said, they stand pat at 9 and actually get somebody good with the 9th pick. The Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm going to say they also try to get back into the first round but fail to do so, as rumors start to lurk about Paul George's future and whether they should trade Russell Westbrook or not. Orlando Magic, I gave this one a Ray. They trade back from number 6, get 12 and 13, and Sam Decker from the Clippers, as the Clippers draft Michael Porter Jr. And Orlando then packages number 12 to Atlanta for number 19, number 30, and their 2019 second-round pick, and Dennis Schroeder, as Trae Young slips, and Atlanta picks him up at 12. So Atlanta will end up with a Trae Young, Luka Doncic backcourt. Wow. That'd be a win for Atlanta. The 76ers. I think the Kawhi Leonard trade goes down tonight, and they trade number 10 along with Markelle Fultz, Dario Saric, and Robert Covington to get the job done. And here we go with the LeBron, the Philly rumors. Phoenix Suns. Everyone knows that they're taking DeAndre in number 1 tonight. Let's say that the other popular mid-first round, late first round rumor and consensus mock pick of 16, Zaire Smith. I'm going to say that happens too, because that feels like it's going to happen. The Portland Trailblazers. In my scenario, they trade for Andrew Wiggins and get the 20th pick out of it. They also have the 24th pick. My prediction is that they trade up with those 2 picks to, let's say, 18. Who picks 18? The Spurs. Let's say the Spurs trade back and get 20 and 24. And let's say the Spurs have the 10th pick too, because I think they trade Kawhi tonight to Philly. That's just my gut. And Woj just going to report it, and everyone's going to say, oh, Madison called it on her podcast today. So that's a crazy scenario. Portland ends up with the 20th pick because they trade CJ McCollum to Minnesota for it, and observe Andrew Wiggins' contract too. So they, in theory, would have 20 and 24. Actually, no, let's not do the Spurs scenario. I think that's overpaying for the 18th pick. Let's say they move up to 15. And Portland gets the 15th pick and gets to draft somebody good with the 15th pick. Sacramento Kings, speaking of the 15th pick, I'm going to say that after they draft Marvin Bagley, they flip Willie Cauley-Stein to Washington for the 15th pick. Then Portland trades up to 15 in Sacramento for the second straight year, trades back from the 15th pick as they acquire that from Washington for Willie Cauley-Stein. They trade back from 15 to 20 and 24, as in theory here, Portland has the 20th pick as they would trade CJ McCollum to Minnesota, and their own pick, which is 24th, as Sacramento ends up with the 20th and 24th picks. I think tonight's going to be wild. San Antonio, I said it already. I think they trade away Kawhi Leonard tonight to Philly. Philly has the best package. Everyone's talking about the Lakers and poo-pooing them. But Philly has the better assets to give away. Doesn't Kawhi want to play in the East? And I think it's a safer avenue for Kawhi and LeBron to reach the finals that way. So why not Philly? Just why not? As San Antonio ends up with the 10th pick, and they'll draft somebody great, whether it's Lonnie Walker or Kevin Knox or Mikal Bridges or somebody like that, and they get Markelle Fultz out of it as a reclamation project sort of a thing. And they also get Dario Saric, who has franchise big man potential. And they also would acquire, in this scenario, Robert Covington, who's a 3-and-D wing. Yeah, that might sound like an overpay for Leonard, the 10th pick, Saric, Covington, and Fultz. But in reality, Kawhi is that special of a player. I don't care if he's coming off of an injury. That would be a nice package for San Antonio for a guy that I think is a franchise player, MVP caliber player. He was a finals MVP. He's an all-star. And somebody that would put Philly in the driver's seat to sign LeBron James away from Cleveland. Toronto. I believe they trade back into the first round. Let's say they get Golden State's 28th pick for something. I don't know what it is. I'm going to say Toronto gets back into this first round, and I'm going to say it's for Golden State's first round pick. Somehow. Utah. I said before that I believe that Indiana would trade Miles Turner. I believe that's the team that trades for him. They have a need at power forward. I think Derek Favors leaves. Miles Turner would be a nice fit alongside Rudy Gobert. I predicted this on a previous podcast, but I'm going to stick with it. And last but not least, the Wizards. I think they trade the 15th pick for Willie Cauley-Stein. I said that on a previous podcast too. And then on this podcast, I predicted that Sacramento would then trade down from 15 to pick up, in theory, 24 and 20 from Portland, with Portland getting the 20th pick for trading C.J. McCollum to Minnesota for that plus Andrew Wiggins. So Portland would then trade 20 and 24 to move up to 15 to get a pretty good player at 15. That's it for the podcast, and I'll be back tomorrow recapping the NBA draft, seeing how I do with these predictions, and go over all the FIFA and Major League Baseball and do my final NHL mock draft and make NHL draft predictions for tomorrow night. I hope you guys have a great day.